Yo, what's up, bro? You know who it is. It's your guy, Lamb, and welcome to the third episode of Lamb Chop. Ooh, took the name a little bit, but still same old content that you're gonna get, man. It's me, unadulterated, uncensored, unfiltered, right? I'm gonna let y'all come into the recesses of my mind for just a quick spell, just a moment. So, let's start it off, man. Word of the day. Word of the day. Now, it wouldn't be me if I didn't drop a little bit of knowledge on you. So today's word of the day is limerence. Limerence. Now, you ever be jonesing, you know what I'm saying, for somebody it's like all you can do is just think about them, you know, day and night I think about you, or however the song goes. Um, all I do is think of you. Day and night. Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, so limerence is a specific type of intense infatuation or romantic affection with another person. It's when you have these intrusive thoughts, involuntary, and all you can do is think about them. It's a strong desire for reciprocity. You want him to think about you as much as you think about them. And it's usually one sided. You know what I'm saying? It often includes feelings of euphoria. Uh, Shout out to K Dot. Longing and uncertainty regarding their feelings, right? And what made me think about that today is, I had this homeboy, right? He and I were super tight. You know what I'm saying? Man, like middle school, I think. And up until the point I went to the army, he and I were like stick men, right? And it's crazy because he had this, I want to say it was a Nissan Altima. And he used to write these love letters, right, to women. And it was always to women he had never met. You know what I'm saying? He just scribbled little notes, little letters, letting them know, you know what I'm saying, how he felt on sheets of paper. And he would store them in the peachy folder. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I remember one day, um, I think we were riding around. This is when I used to smoke. I think I was, I had dropped a blunt or something, and it fell underneath the seat, the passenger seat. And I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm finding this peachy folder, and it's just all these letters to like all these random women. And I was like, yo, this dude is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But he never sent one. He never gave one to any of the women that he wrote it for. So it was like he was practicing for the real deal. But I think he kind of just liked talking to ghosts, you know what I'm saying? And his penchant for limerence, right? It got me thinking, you know, as a journalist, when we write, are we whispering and talking to ourselves, or are we screaming into the void? You know what I'm saying? Um, are these diaries where we're jotting our innermost thoughts? Um, or are we sharing it? You know what I'm saying? Is the void even listening? Or is this just something, you know, people are scrolling through social media, just like the rest of us stops, in hopes that they hear something that catches their ear, you know what I'm saying, for about 30 seconds, 15 seconds if you're lucky. And then they keep scrolling. So I remember I tried writing an R&B song one time, right? About um somebody I had saw in the cemetery. It wasn't a grave digger. I was at a funeral, and somebody had caught my eye. And I remember I went home and I tried to write an R&B song. Now, poetry I could do, like, prose I could do. I'm not really an MC. My pen game, although it's strong, I think it takes and requires a certain type of skill set to write like lyrics, to write a song. And I remember I wrote this R&B song, and it turns out that every line that I wrote was really about my ex, right? I remember the line was like, "You dug up my past, but left my bones buried." Like, what the heck was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, you dug up my past, but you left my bones buried. So, um, it really got me thinking. It's a ton of dialogue around Kanye right now, as there always is, and Kanye's song that's banned from every platform. And if I say the name of the song, this is going to get banned and stripped from its platform. So, um, just say we'll call it Lyle, right? Um, Midler, Lyle Midler. That's the name of the song. Lyle Midler. And for those of you who never picked up a history book, it was a phrase touted by the Nazi Germans back in the Third Reich. You know what I'm saying? To kind of salute that that dude with the little short mustache, right? Now, in this song, Kanye has a group of black men that look like they came straight out of Wakanda. Like they look like the Jabari tribe. And Kanye has these dudes say um, the N word, you know what I'm saying? But he pairs it with Lyle Midler, right? And I just thought the juxtaposition of that song, like the lyrics, right? The phrase, um, was very intriguing because Black Death is celebrated. It's normalized, it's lauded, it's applauded, it's packaged and repurposed, sold and distributed all over the world. And no one blinks an eye. There have been times where I've been inside of locker rooms and you just hear these black players just, you know, profusely just using the word. Now, I understand for us, it's been coined a term of endearment. We've been handed lemons in our history, but we've somehow managed to make it lemonade. And just being surrounded by, and you guys know the phrase, I'm usually what? The lone speck of pepper in the sea of salt. So, as the lone black journalist in the locker room, I'm just looking around like, this don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's making me feel uncomfortable. And nobody bats an eye. Leo Cohen had went on the Breakfast Club, and I think Charlemagne had asked, you know, why does he push that, type of culture? Why does he push that type of music? And he was like, hey, my family got to eat. And so it makes me wonder, you know, people are able to profit off of our pain, right? I'm just going to say people are able to profit off of our pain. But I just thought it was very intriguing, right? That another group, their pain, something that they said that they will never forget, right? Kanye packages black pain with this other ethnic group's pain, and it's banned. Like it's the platform. You can't find it on Apple Music. You can't find it on Spotify. I don't think it's on Tidal. Can't find it on YouTube. It's very ironic that the only platform that you can even get a glimpse of it is Twitter. It's the Bird app, and it's crazy because since I watched that video, my algorithm is so wonky now, so disjointed. It's in such a state of flux that I am flabbergasted by the amount of content that I never would have signed up for, that I am like now able to see. And I'm like, man, there are so many people out here who sign off on this school of thought. And so it just has me wondering, you know what I'm saying? Is art a mirror that we hold up to ourselves? I don't know. But sometimes you got to wonder if that mirror has a Snapchat filter. Because, when we see other people reflections, we're able to point out all the faults and flaws. But when it's our own, you try to jazz it up a little bit. Are we just out here ghostwriting our own lives? And who's paying the royalties? You know what I'm saying? Is it God? Is it the algorithm? Is it some conspiracy theorist who thinks that Wi-Fi is a type of mind control device? So these are the type of things that, I wonder, just like as a journalist, like what's my responsibility? Is writing for yourself like hunting for leprechauns alone? It's peaceful, right? But it's also extremely lonely. Or is it just narcissism in a khaki suit? I can't think of any writer who doesn't want to have their writing acknowledged, but at what cost does it come? You know, if a tree falls in the forest and no one tweets about it, does it even vibe? I don't know. You know, I'm left to wonder. Jesus, hey, he even had a target audience. You know what I'm saying? He had 12 dudes and a donkey. So as a journalist, who are we writing for? What are we writing for? We writing for ourselves? We writing for our publication? What's the responsibility? Mm. And it made me think about a story my mama told me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, one time when I was little, we stayed off of Hyde Park in Brynhurst in the heart of the '60s, right? Um, super long time ago. And didn't stay there long. But my mom told me, about a time that she and my dad had found a pack of, you know, white substance. You know what I'm saying? This is the '80s, the height of the crack epidemic. And she told me that she and my pops had smoked the primo. Now, it turns out that it wasn't cocaine, but it was actually crack. they smoked crack and weed. And if I didn't learn responsibility from that story, I learned that is storytelling about truth or about making truth feel warm and buttered like cornbread, right? Or are we all just circus ringleaders selling tickets to our own freak shows? Like, if a story entertains but embellishes, is it a sin? Or is it just a parlor trick with the moral? Like Aesop fable, right? Like the story of the tortoise and the hare. we know that a tortoise and a hare didn't have an actual race, right? Where all the other animals in the forest congregated to watch, right? And we know that if a tortoise and a hare actually raced, the hare is going to win, right? But nonetheless, there's a more intrinsic truth that lies at the heart of the story. Something that you want the readers to leave with. It makes me wonder, like, why do we cry at movies? These fictional movies. We cry at movies, but when it comes to our own lives, we yawn at our stories, right? Is Hollywood just life with better lighting? Same stories, same concepts. There's nothing new under the sun, or at least that's what I've been told. And so, if that's the case, why are we so wrapped up and enamored in things that don't benefit, impact, or pertain to our lives? It made me think, one time, like I saw this chick at Target wearing a shirt that said, "Live your truth." Now, I was there to buy a pair of Peloton shoes and happened to buy those. I copped those, and on my way out, I copped the Pizza Hut pizza and the icy. And it makes me think, is truth just whatever fits on a t-shirt? Live your truth, right? Is truth objective? Is there your truth, his truth, my truth? Or is truth objective? Is it black and white? I don't know. Um, so those of you who know that I've been writing for two publications. The Culver City Observer. That's where, well, actually, I got my start with the LA Sentinel, but that was that was a speed bump. But I'm gonna just consider two outlets. The Culver City Observer. Shout out to Mr. Stephen Finley, and Arash Markazi in the Sporting Tribune. So those are the two outlets that I've been writing for. But a lot of people be like, "Oh man, E, you made it, you made it, you made it." And I'm like, "Yo, bro, like a lot of people get their start in this game writing for free. Like you might see them at games. There's a good chance that first job and possibly even that second job, a lot of journalists aren't getting paid. Now, I do get paid in being able to smell sweaty socks and managing existential dread, but it's exposure, right? At the end of the day, it's exposure. Except exposure is what killed Shackleton. Like, when was the last time exposure paid a light bill? When was the last time exposure put gas in the gas tank, right? A lot of people are in this, you know what I'm saying, to try to make it big. Now, I'm rebranding my soul like it's a failing seafood shack, you know, and that's just based out of necessity. Have you have any of you ever felt like you are repackaging your trauma into a TED talk? That's what I feel like a lot of times, man. Like I'm sharing the recesses of my mind and laying bare my soul. But for what and for who, right? Like, here's Lamb's law of hustle, right? Working for free is like mowing your neighbor's lawn, hoping they'll notice your character. Meanwhile, they're inside, laid up on the couch, watching their favorite Netflix show. Um, not even Netflix. They're in there laying on the couch while you're outside, watching an episode of Martin that they've seen for the 10th time, and they're in there thinking that you're a sucker. But you gotta keep mowing. That's if you want to make it, right? So yeah. Have you ever argued with the LeBron fan? Now, the Church of Bron, I think, is the most annoying fan base. The Church of Bron is more annoying than Eagle fans. They're more annoying than Cowboy fans. They're more annoying than Raider fans. You know why? Because it's like trying to baptize a cat. And don't get me wrong, these cats have faith. They got faith in a bald man that still wears a do-rag and brushes his scalp in hopes that he's going to get waves. Like that's just going to stimulate his hair follicles and bring, those strands of hair back. But you cannot tell me that somebody who has played 22 years is greater or has accomplished more. He is greater than somebody that played 15 years, won more championships, more individual awards, played with less talent, and played stiffer competition in an era where things were far more physical. You didn't have the freedom of movement. And don't even let me mention Kobe Bean. But this is the guy that you guys are trying to convince me that he's better than. Now I get it. He's the all-time scoring leader. He's top 10 in rebounds. He's, I think top 15 in assists. That's longevity. But when you're talking about scoring records, when you're talking scoring averages, when you're talking about clutch moments, like I can't name one big shot in the playoffs that LeBron has hit. I know he's hit big shots. Like I know that bank shot, I think he shot with his left hand in Chicago. And then there was one where he was playing in Washington, where I can't think whose girl was sitting courtside. He turns around, hits a three, and she's left, with her mouth ajar. But like Golden State, great chase down block. Great chase down block. But they do not win that championship if Kyrie Irving does not hit that three. What is LeBron's watershed moment on offense? Because I remember seeing Mike shoot over Craig Elo. I remember that. I remember seeing Mike going off against Larry Bird. Although he lost, I remember that. I remember the push off on Byron Russell where he hits the elbow free throw midi. I remember that. Can't really think of too many shots LeBron has hit in clutch moments in the playoffs when the pressure was mounting. Well, I do see every time he loses in the playoffs, he's got this phantom injury. Well, I'm not going to even say phantom because I'm not privy to his medical records. But a soft cast, I've never heard of a soft cast in my life. Never. Never. He gets eliminated in the first round. Now, he's playing with a bum knee. I think he had a sprained MCL. It's baffling the amount of leeway, dare I say, excuses he has gotten throughout his career. When he wins, it's because of him. When he loses, it's because he didn't have enough help. It's like, dog, you just played with the dude that drug his team to the NBA Finals with Kyrie Irving, and y'all can't even get out the first round? It's intriguing. That's intriguing. Chris Bosh, who was a 20 and 10 dude, monster on the low block, relegated to shooting corner threes. Kevin Love, another perennial 20 and 10 dude, relegated to shooting corner threes. Like, Bron has played with the absolute most help in his career. And he's only managed to win four. Four? Steph has played with less Hall of Fame talent and has won the same amount in less time. Steph Curry. Are we sure that this is the LeBron era? Are we sure? Ratings are down. More people are becoming increasingly disillusioned with the league. NBA on NBC is coming back, and you know who they're bringing back to help spur some interest to boost up the ratings? The GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So I'm intrigued to see how that all plays out next year. Yeah. But what's at stake? You know what I'm saying? When we hitch our wagon to a particular player or to a particular team. Like when we say, hey, I'm going to be a fan or a stan of this person or this team, are we defending truth? Are we defending ourselves? Or are we dressing up our principles, our bruised egos as principles? And let's say hypothetically that you are wrong, right? Your team is wrong, your person is wrong. Like, do you return your ego to the thrift store? Like, do you take your hubris back to the Fox Hills Mall? Or do you have to like fight and defend it? Because like how I see it, man, like stan culture, it's like a potluck where everybody brings the same macaroni and cheese. Everybody brings mac and cheese, but everybody insists that their mac and cheese is the best. Now, I am a mac and cheese connoisseur. Do not offer me mac and cheese because yes, I want some, and B, if it's disgusting, I am going to tell you. And in stan culture, it makes me think a lot about politics, right? I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I'm really an anarchist slash libertarian, however you want to look at it. And so how I see the political landscape is two wings on the same bird, right? But debating politics with some people, especially online, it's like chasing a toddler with the marker, with the cap off, and they're running around the house marking up all the walls. Everything gets marked up and ruined, but the kid with the marker is having fun. So it really has me thinking, like, why even argue? Because if truth is a buffet, why is everyone starving but still fighting over the yams and the mac and cheese? Hmm. I don't know. Maybe we're all just scribbling love letters to nobody, hoping that the right ghost finds them. But hey, if my boy's Nissan Altima taught me anything, it's that sometimes the act of writing is the destination. Or maybe that's the syrup sandwiches talking. I don't know. Either way, keep yelling at the void, folks. Who knows? It might speak back or at least retweet. So drop your own ghost stories in the comments or just tell your nana in the old people's home, because you know what? People that are waiting to die are great listeners. Unless they're judging you. You know who it is? It's your guy Elam. This is the third episode of Lamb's Chop. Till then, I'll see you later. Holla at your boy. Peace.